All right, we are back from our quick song. We're going to try to get, we have a caller online. I think, I wonder if this is the same caller that we were talking to earlier. Let's see, let's go to the line. Trying to get this one. Okay. 111, is this the caller that we were just talking to a couple minutes ago? Hello?
I think that number it sounds familiar.
Yeah. I don't know, the call got dropped. But yeah, I just wanted to give a quick shout out. I was in the chat room with Messy Miles. He's from YouTube. You guys definitely need to check his channel out. It's spelled M-E-S-S-Y, Messy Miles, and you spell Miles M-Y-L-E-S. Go check his channel out. It is hilarious. You know, he talks about, you know, he keeps it real now. If y'all ain't ready for no realness, don't go there. But if you know, but you're going to have a good time checking the channel out. You're going to get a good laugh. He's going to be on the show Monday, and I was just talking to him in the chat room, you know, and so I just want to give him a quick shout out. So we'll send much love to him, and then much love from Kentucky. She's going to be on the show, too, on Monday. I've talked to a couple other people, too. So we're going to try to get that show together Monday or get them scheduled on later on during the month. But I'm going to try to call Deandra really quick and get her back online, because I think her call got dropped because she's been having trouble. She's been getting kicked off on trying to get her back online.
Hello.
Yeah, Deandra, did you get kicked off again?
No, I lost signal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you got something to do. That's cool. We can.
No, I rescheduled, so I'm fine.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to get into a few couple of things before we got off the air, because I know Brittany, she just finished telling her story, and I was just telling everybody about one of our guests that's going to be on the show Monday. I was chatting with him in the chat room. You know, he just gave me a shout out. So I was telling him, well, I'm going to shout you out on the show. And I was just telling him, matter of fact, Michael, you know who I'm talking about, because we watched that video at your house a couple weeks ago, the one that was talking about the Chinese
New York?
food. No, not Wesley, not A Connection. I'm talking about the one that was down there talking about the Chinese restaurant.
Yes, okay. Yeah, he's
going to be on the show on Monday, boo. Y'all need to go check that video out. I'm going to put it on our wall on the Urban Wire. So definitely I'm going to put that link up, because y'all need to check that out. But we have a lot to talk about in about 24 minutes. The show's going to be in about 24 minutes. I want to get on Bishop Eddie Long. He is at it again, child. He is at it again. I am about tired of this food. And girl, we're going to go to a quick clip, and I want to, give y'all a little background, because this is crazy. You know, and I told you guys months ago that this was not the end. So we're going to go to this clip, if I can find it. Y'all need to hear this. And but I'm telling you, this queen is telling it all. And I really believe this one, because, I mean, he went to the extreme of having this man's name tattooed on his wrist. So, I don't know, you guys listen to this and tell me what you think. I'm probably not going to play the whole clip, because it's like 5 minutes, but I'm going to play like at least part of it, and then we're going to come back and discuss it.
And we begin tonight with the explosive I-Team investigation of the mysterious fifth accuser in the Bishop Eddie Long sex scandal.
Now, according to our sources, Santino Kemp can't talk about the case because he's part of the secret Bishop Long settlement. But he can make music, and tonight we go inside the recording studio to hear his songs of a bitter breakup. And senior I-Team reporter Dale Russell also tracked what Kemp wrote about during those secret settlement talks. And Dale joins us now. Dale?
Russ, in the lyrics to his music and the writings on Facebook and Twitter, Santino Kemp shows a range of emotions, from anger and bitterness to sexual provocation, and at times a flamboyant sense of humor.
This is who I am. Santino heard my music. I hope you love it and buy it and support me, and we can rock on like rock stars.
Inside an Atlanta recording studio with a flip camera in his hands, Santino Kemp introduces himself to the world. The 22-year-old is now dreaming of launching a music career.
Like, all of my songs have all my emotions and my feelings in them.
And when people find his songs on YouTube or iTunes, what will color their listening is what the I-Team uncovered, that Santino Kemp was involved in the Bishop Eddie Long sexual misconduct settlement talks. We wanted to ask you about Bishop Eddie Long.
Oh, no contact.
Come on.
Can we just talk to you for a second? Kemp would not talk with us about Bishop Long, later sprinting to his awaiting limo and driving off.
But that man cannot look me in my eye and tell me we did not live this pain.
Our sources say after 4 young men filed sexual misconduct suits against Bishop Eddie Long, Santino Kemp came forward with more allegations of sexual misconduct. One source says Santino Kemp, raised in the Bahamas, met Bishop Eddie Long years ago during a visit to New Birth while he was a teenage student in a Florida college. The relationship meant enough for him to tattoo Eddie Long's name on his wrist, followed by the words, "Never a mistake, always a lesson." Sources say Kemp joined in the settlement talks after he heard about the other young men's lawsuits. And though he never sued, he became a part of the final settlement. Those final settlement talks took place during the week of April 20th, right here at the DeKalb County Courthouse. Take a look at Kemp's Facebook page for April 20th. He wrote, "Today might change my life forever. And Mother, I'm sorry." His Facebook page for that day shows he said he was at the Colony Square Starbucks, located in the same building as the young men's attorney, B.J. Bernstein. Then an hour later, he posts he was at the DeKalb County Courthouse where the settlement talks took place. And 2 days later, Judge Johnny Panos, who presided over the lawsuits, said the case was all but settled. These talks this week, are all the participants involved, or are these just lawyers?
Yes, everybody's involved.
Plaintiffs and Bishop Long.
Everybody.
When the money was delivered to the young men in late May, Kemp wrote on his Facebook page, "I may be bad, but I got paid perfectly good for it." Soon after the settlement, Santino Kemp began recording music in $100 an hour sessions in studios like this one, right here in Atlanta.
This is what I do to relieve all my stress and all my energy every day. It makes me happy.
This video, shot inside the studio, shows Santino at work. Some of the songs are profanity-laced, sexually charged, upbeat songs told from the point of view of a bitter lover, including one song he calls pornography.
I go crazy while you're watching me.
This is my favorite song on the album. It's called Pornography. And that's a very bad title, but it's a real sexy song.
Bishop Eddie Long had no comment about our story regarding Santino Kemp, but the young man who stayed anonymous and quiet during the sexual misconduct scandal is now letting his music do his talking.
All right, I done had enough of that. Nah, you know what? I had enough of that. We have another call online. We're going to go to mine and see who this is. 601-316. Do you have a question or a comment?
Hi.
Yes.
This
Keith.
is Miles. Miles.
Thank you, Lord. Welcome to the show. We are so glad that you were able to come on. I really appreciate you just, dropping in and listening to us and just supporting us tonight. So how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fine. Just listening. Y'all have a nice show.
Yeah, okay. I really appreciate it. We were just talking about you earlier. We were just talking about how actually being one of my best friends, well, he's online now. He's one of my co-hosts on the show. We were just watching one of your videos. I think it was a couple weeks ago when I went down to visit him. And we had a really good time watching that video. I said, man, he got some really good workouts. So
Thank you.
We really support you, and we're really glad that you're out there, doing your thing, and just getting your shine on, pretty much, But
Thank you.
yeah, so hopefully, we'll hear back from you on the show on Monday and stuff like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But while we have you on, what do you feel about the entire Bishop Eddie Long scandal? How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I'm kind of over it. I mean, once I frequent the blog sites a lot, so I seen it yesterday, and I was just over it. You know, it's a mess. It's crazy. It's just a mess. I don't know what's gonna happen with that now that because the guy, I seen the guy and it's like it's a mess. So I don't know. I am basically over it though. So
yeah, I mean it's like overkill. You know, it's like okay, we get it. we know that Bishop Eddie Long got caught up. You know, messed with them young boys. He got caught up preaching one thing and living another. We know what he's all about. So I'm just like, okay, the fact that this fifth person's involved, it really doesn't surprise me, and I wouldn't be surprised if more people came out. It's just really ridiculous, and it really kind of it turns people away from religion because you're gonna be sitting up. You sit up here and judge me for being gay, but yet here you are sleeping with multiple men, and then you're using the church's funds to fund your, you know what I'm saying? This
right.
It's just crazy to me. It's just ridiculous. I just don't get it. And
our listener here brings up a really good point when he said he's seen the pictures of this guy. For those of you that haven't seen this online, if you want to laugh, you really need to look this up. I mean, that is straight up Queen. I mean, I'm here to tell you now, that's straight up Queen now.
I put up on Facebook earlier, I put up a status, I said, Bishop Long, you're wrong for sticking your ding-dong where it don't belong. Now, I'm going to tell you this now. And I'm going to get you, because this was the same man that stood in the pulpit and he condemned homosexuality. And like I always say, to me, there's too many other things out here to worry about. There's so much going on. I said, they're so worried about who someone decides to be in a relationship with, but you don't want to talk about corruption in the government. You don't want to talk about this debt crisis. You don't want to talk about unemployment. You don't want to talk about crime on the rise. You don't want to talk about the failing education system, because we're dealing with that right now here in Indiana, and I think that there's so much that we could be focusing on, yet we want to talk about who somebody's sleeping with. It's just, to me, or who someone wants to be in a relationship with. I really think these churches need to be focusing more on what's going on in their community versus stuff that doesn't even matter to me. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I just really think that we focus so much as a culture on things that don't really matter.
It seems that, the bulk of Jesus' teachings didn't have a damn thing to do with who are you dating or who are you married to.
Right.
That wasn't the bulk of his teaching. His bulk of the teaching was ministering to the masses, feeding people, clothing them, healing the sick, caring about people. What happened to those virtues in the church?
Mm-hmm. Well, Deandra,
they no longer exist because they're getting their free time.
Yeah, and it seems like if you're a preacher or a politician, you better be very careful about what it is you're extremely adamant about and that you speak out the most strongly against. And you better be sure you don't have any of those skeletons in your own closet.
That's basically what they're telling you they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you know what? I didn't play that whole clip, but they said, later on in that clip, because I was just over it, because there was a minute and a half left of it, and I was like, okay. But what they were saying is how he was uncomfortable when the four boys that were in the summit, where they were in it, when they brought this fifth guy in there, because the guys he's messing with, they went to the church. They all knew each other, and they were pretty much, you know what I'm saying, they weren't out there. But when he walked up in there, they said that he got very uncomfortable.
That's because he was a queen.com, honey. He was like flaming, and they was like, "Ooh, who was that?"
That was a big old king size bag of flame.
He probably had him a little nice suit. He probably had him a nice toupee like Eddie Long too.
Man, you was trying to get a lace front, honey. I said,
that's right.
They said, boy, he was gonna show you what to do with that settlement money. He said he went straight to the studio.
And guess what song he made?
What?
What that song was called? Porno?
Yeah, pornography or something like that.
Woo. And where that's gonna sell at?
Girl, I don't know. I'm curious to go by because I want to hear what he's talking about. I like you said, he can't really talk about like directly about what happened, but I wonder if he's gonna put some of that stuff in the music.
Well, at least one place he know he can play it.
Where?
Eddie Long's church.
Ooh. Ooh.
Well, the only place he's gonna be playing it in his office, you know, after hours, you know.
Well, hey, he got some money now, so hey, he making music that he the only person gonna listen to, but it's cool.
But Eddie Long he's still employed as the pastor of that church.
Is it really?
See, that's what I don't understand. Like you said in the last show, Deandra, like that's a sin right there. Y'all sitting up here still supporting this man, like seriously, like y'all still supporting this man, and you know what he done to these young boys, and you know what he's done with your money. Did we talk about how that other church in what's that church in Atlanta, how he was sitting up there telling them that, because a lot of the members from Bishop Eddie Long left.
Yeah, we did talk about that, because he was like they needed to go back and support him or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you support somebody that's not preaching the word?
Right.
Well, maybe they're going to change the name of the church to International Church of Hypocrisy.
Well, come on in here, let me bless that booty.
Yeah, come on in the room, honey, literally.
Let me bless that booty. Let me pray for that backside.
Get on your knees in fervent prayer, honey. Get on your knees.
I told you that's why he likes to baptize them boys in that water.
See, I ain't
with them spandex on.
We ain't going there. We ain't talking about some spandex again. Like I said last time, I said, you know what? I can't imagine them boys in mine. I just can't imagine what they went through. You know, them musty nuts and stuff. I just couldn't do it.
I know, and his hair probably down there was like beat up.
Smith, it was consensual. I mean, suppose the interaction with him and them was consensual. I'm like, good.
It couldn't last that long.
Well, you know, we talked about this already, Michael, and we talked about another case. So I'm not going to bring it up right now because we can't talk about it. But this is like, you know, like we were talking about a predator, the profile of a predator, the profile of a pedophile is they're not going to be forceful with their victims most of the time. They're going to be really manipulative, and like you said, just because something feels good doesn't mean that it's good. You see what I'm saying? And see, that's why a lot of these kids, they don't talk because they get confused. They think of abuse as something that's going to hurt. And these people are very manipulative, and they make it, you to where it's not painful to them. You see what I'm saying?
I reckon.
So, I mean, and I'm not saying it's right, but that's how they do it. They give them all these nice things.
Yeah.
They and this, that, and the other to keep them quiet.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I mean, you are. We can see several examples of it, just that.
So, I don't know.
Well, I need some nice things. Shoot. But if I gotta sleep with Eddie Long, I don't want it.
I'd rather get on my knees to pray at the altar than never mind. We ain't going there. Because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I just don't want that. But anyways, I'm over this. We need to move on to a couple more things